Well, hello, Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I'm the Nightwing, coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. So, as I said before, the structure on the channel is going really well. You guys are liking the videos a lot, and if you are new to the channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and like the videos. Always helps out a lot, and always, if you watch the video all the way through, the videos start becoming more recommended in the YouTube algorithm. So we all get to gain more subscribers and gain more likes and comments, which overall helps out the growth of the channel and things like that. So we have a decent amount of league news going on right now, and a lot of people haven't really been talking about a fair share amount of it. But I'm going to start off with FlyQyest welcomes Revenge as its new Academy top laner. After revealing his plan to enter Pro League of Legends scene 2 weeks ago, Revenge has already found a team to call home. FlyQyest announced that he will be joining its NA Academy squad as the roster's starting top laner. He will be replacing Engo, who has been the top laner for FlyQyest Academy since 2017. Engo has been removed to a reserve role on the team and is allowed to pursue other opportunities with other teams. So from just what I've seen out of their previous Academy top laner, I don't think he was the fit for the team. I don't personally think that he was necessarily bad. I think it's just on the lines of, hey, we're just not seeing the game the right way together, and I feel like that, you know, Revenge is probably a better fit for them. I know a lot of people don't actually watch the Academy scene, but I do feel like that it's something that you can see a lot of up and coming talent, but I do feel like Engo could be a lot better with somebody else. Maybe he moves to a team like Clutch Gaming's Academy team, or maybe he moves to, you know, Echo Fox Academy's team. Maybe that's a lot better for him, you know. Always you want to find out who your fit of your team is. Your first team is always most likely not going to be your only team, you know, except if you're like Faker, Bjergsen, or Sneaky, then you're probably staying with those teams forever. But other than that, we obviously know that, you know, certain players just don't get along after a while, and sometimes a change is just needed. And FlyQyest is welcoming Revenge. A few years ago, Revenge actually had multiple offers to join the LCS as a top laner, but turned them all down in order to apply for college and pursue a career in medicine. Revenge said, however, that his passion for League has grown even more over these past few years. As a result, he came back to find a new start in the thriving esports scene. Revenge joins Danish jungler Maxi, AD carry Eri, and mid laner Strompes and JJ on FlyQuest's Academy lineup. You guys remember JJ, he was FlyQuest's LCS support, but then he got bumped down because they brought in Wadid. It's also interesting to see other well-known Riven player join FlyQuest. The LCS team's starting top laner Viper was another Riven main who was able to make the main lineup after playing for Team Liquid Academy. We will see him and FlyQyest in action this week during week 6 of the 2019 summer split against Team Liquid Academy and Golden Guardians Academy. So looking at this overall, I think that obviously having him is pretty good for them overall. That if Viper ever starts to kind of, you know, dip in quality, then he can be more or less so, if he plays good, an upgrade. But I don't think that he'll be an upgrade right now. It's going to be a little bit of time. Obviously, since he said he took a break from League and now he's coming back, and he was a Riven one trick. So that's an interesting concept, because I like that fact that people always give new rookies a lot more of a challenge, because, you know, if you never bring new rookies in, how are we ever going to know if they're good? You know, you can't just always play with imports, because, you know, they have a capping point and they have a ceiling, and but more or less or not, the ceiling on them is higher than a lot of the talent that comes out of this region specifically. But the issue with having imports is that, first of all, you can only have 2. Then if they don't speak the same language, it's better that North America is building up its own talent now, you know, rather than back a few years ago, we had a bunch of imports and stuff like that. And it's been more tamed now with even every single other regions, you know, as well. So I feel like that it's going to be a lot better moving forward, and I think this is a step in the right direction, which is actually pretty good. All right, the current LEC summer split is the most watched since 2015. Like we already know, Europe is having a, blowout year in the LEC. I've watched every single year of Europe since the start of 2015. Obviously, I didn't know League existed until the end of when World started in 2014. So I had to do a bunch of research and find out where the scene, how it had become to where it was at that point. And then I started watching from there, along with the JTH as well. We had to go and backtrack a lot to see who are these players, how are they performing well, what's a Froggen, what's a Reckless. I was like, who's Reckless? I was like, is that Sneaky's brother? Obviously, that wasn't the case. Who's this Xpeke? What, backdooring people? Guys, I thought backdooring meant something different. Obviously it didn't, but it's great to see that Europe is finally getting on track, because Europe, watching it all these years, I never had a problem watching with it. I understand why people didn't watch it. It really did come off like it was boring to a lot of people, and as Europe would like to say that they were better than North America, for a good amount of years they weren't. More recently they became better, but for if we talk about that 2014 Worlds, Europe didn't make it out, and it's only been a lot more recently that Europe's starting to actually get a lot more better and be on their own 2 feet, which is a good thing, which is a very, very good thing. I love my G2 Esports, and I love my Carlos, I love my Yankos daddy. Riot Games has confirmed that this ongoing 2019 LEC Summer Split has been the most watched Summer Split since 2015. The region has been in an upswing in powerhouse teams and incredible talent across its rosters, so viewership was sure to rise as a result. Yeah, there were some years watching EULCS, and I was like, what the fuck are these rosters? If you remember, as far as I've been watching, yeah, those rosters look like straight garbage. But other than that, they've started, taking a bigger step. The franchising thing really, really did help them out. In the first 3 weeks of the season, the LEC had an incredible 37% increase in viewers from last summer. Additionally, the league saw its average minute audience, which is the amount of viewers watching the show at the same time, increase to 136,000 per week. The last time the LEC saw viewership numbers like this was in 2015, when Fnatic, H2K, and Origin were the best teams in Europe. Man, that felt so long ago. There were also some teams that are no longer in the league, including Elements, Gambix Gaming, Unicorns of Love, and Rocat. Fnatic ended up winning that summer split right after capturing a perfect 18-0 record during the regular season. This year, the storylines are just as captivating and the league is more exciting than ever before. G2 Esports is inarguably one of the best teams in the world after winning the MSI 2019, while Fnatic has shown that they are a powerhouse in their own rights with a dominant performance at Rift Rivals in 2019. A joke tournament! Fucking joke tournament. The rest of the pack looks just as strong, with Origin, Splice, and Schalke Nofia right behind Fnatic and G2 in the standings. Every match is a treat to watch, and you can always count on Europe to throw out a composition that will leave you wondering what else they have in their sleeves. So yeah, Europe is always kind of known for doing this. They always try to play. They always try to think out of the box, and that's always a good thing, because they never really wanted to be like copycats to Korea, even back when we had Season 5, Season 6, and Season 7. They always wanted to do their own thing. They always wanted to be on their own. North America was the copycat, it's just facts, we gotta just speak the facts the way they are, this is just opinion, it's just literally how it was. But, over time, their style became what is now what is considered League of Legends, so it also benefited them, and it also benefited China as well, because they were already playing this fast, aggressive style that wanted to get the game over in 20-25 minutes, and then now with the way the game is structured, it benefits them a lot more because they were already doing this. They weren't really trying to copy the best region. Now they're considered one of the best regions, and so is China. So, tables have turned, the games have changed, but I'm glad that the LEC is here to stay. And I love my G2 Esports, as you guys already know. So, what else has been going on in the land of League? And League is getting a lot older, and we are getting a lot more better looking. Alright. Kobe announces that he will work on additional projects outside of Riot Games. he has changed his Twitter handle too. So I remember this happening with Jat. I remember this happening with Crumbs. Well, Crumbs is back now, but you can see my point. This happened with High. This happened with Shocks. This happened with a few other people. Deficio is probably the most well-known one. You know, these type of things. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to, you know, say anything. But these things to me always ended up exactly how they ended up. He leaves league. That's kind of how it ends up. Because if, you know, for starters, if you guys haven't been to this LCS studio, LA is very, very expensive. So if he finds other stuff that pays a lot more money, you're probably going to end up going to that. It's just like, or you become freelance and, you know, you're not contracted to just be under Riot and stuff like that. But every time I've seen this, the person that does this leaves. We've seen it with Deficio. We've seen it happen with Crumbs at one point. Shocks was on and off last, LEC spring split. We've seen it with people before, but I'm not saying he's going to leave. I'm saying that this is a kind of a gateway to that too. Chat, you know, in some cases too. Kobe, one of the most recognizable personalities in the North American League of Legends scenes, has announced he will begin working on other projects outside of Riot Games. To reflect this change, he has changed his Twitter handler from Riot Kobe to Esports Kobe. Despite the announcement, though, Kobe said he will still be working full-time with the LCS. Those other people said the exact same thing. Just saying. Kobe has been a part of the LCS as a caster and analyst since 2012. But before that, he was actually a pro player for popular organization Counterlogic Gaming. He played for CLG as their starting jungler alongside players like Hotshot GG and Big Fat LP, Chowster, and other now retired pros. Holy God, Chowster, man, it's been too long. And then he posted his tweet, obviously right there. After his short stint as a professional player, Kobe became one of the best and most well-liked shoutcasters for Riot Games. Yeah, I like Kobe a lot. You know, I like Captain Flies. I like all of them, actually. You know, I know people have their little bit of issues with them, and guys, they're casters. You know, they have their own personalities just like you and me. Whatever they say, I don't just take it verbatim. Obviously, I'm watching the game just like them. But just, I've learned a lot from these casters, though. Like, you know, when I first started the game, I was pretty fucking terrible. But, you know, listening to them and watching the games consistently over the years, a lot of games, every single one of them, you know, I've learned a lot from these guys. And, you know, they're not bad people. They're just casters. I don't get why people say, I don't like their personality. Well, I don't like your personality either. And you're a silver Reddit analyst, so... You know, people just don't like a lot of stuff nowadays, and people are, you know, for things like that, people are literally just jealous that they're not in his position. I mean, that's about as basic as I can make it, because if you could switch places with him and cast League full-time, you would. You're lying to me if you're saying you wouldn't, but it is what it is at the end of the day. People get jealous of people's jobs, and he's doing something that he loves, and a lot of people don't get to do that, so people get a little jealous that, oh, I don't like his casting, I don't like his talking points. This is the same people that with their talking points say that Bjergsen is like performed well at every single Worlds. Like, are you fucking high or something? Like, you know, just those things like that. But let's get back to the article. In the past 7 years, he's worked on alongside other casters like, you know, Freak and Captain Flowers. The 33-year-old has shoutcasted multiple big events in League of Legends competitive scene, including multiple MSIs and many world championships. He also has hosted The Dive. I love The Dive. I love Euphoria. I can't wait to get our League of Legends podcast started. This is literally what inspired me to do it, guys. I really want to get the League of Legends podcast started just as a weekly thing, you know, which is League-related podcast and this or that, which is a fun little show where he is joined by Captain Flowers to discuss different topics around the league. Kobe isn't the only popular Riot personality that has decided to work on other, you know, opportunities outside. Shocks, a host for the LEC, has also taken the projects outside of League. Deficio even ended up taking a coaching position on Origin in November 2018. So yeah, whenever I see stuff like that, you know, I'll reserve my final announcement for that, because it's always ended up with this person either leaving or not being there a lot, you know. So I want to keep that affirmative, you know. Rogue to start over HeaQ for Woolite for Week 5 of the 2019 LEC Summer Split. Due to a lackluster start in the 2019 Summer Split, Rogue is moving HeaQ to the starting roster over Woolite. The team has been pretty much disappointing over the past 4 weeks, with only a 2-4 record to show for its efforts. HeaQ was criticized heavily during the team's 2019 spring split for a good reason. The young player was one of the worst in his position, with the lowest KDA and the third most deaths among LEC AD carries. He also had some of the worst early stats of any ADC, which with the lowest goal difference at 10 minutes and the lowest CS difference at 10 minutes. As a result, he was replaced by the Team Academy's ADC, Woolite. If you guys don't remember Woolite, I don't know what they were expecting. Woolite wasn't good either. Their other people were good. Not Woolite. Come on here, people. We've seen Woolite play for years. If you've been watching EU as long as I have, you know Woolite's not that good. I've seen enough Woolite in Challenger and other teams to know he's not that good. He's literally like, he's probably barely better than Apollo. What does that say, you know? So, granted, the rest of the team did not play too great either, and the rest of the roster was replaced too. Rogue finished in 10th place last season with an abysmal 2-16 record. Now they've already matched their win total to split, but things aren't looking too great for the organization's new squad. In week 5, Rogue is in 2 rough positions with Origin and Schalke, 2 teams that are battling for the top spot at the standings. They'll need a heroic effort from the likes of Larson, because both Origin and Schalke have strong mid laners across Summoner's Rift. Yeah, I feel too bad for this team. Like, they just have too many issues to fix on, you know? Like, I feel like Larson is good, and their jungler is good, and Prophet is solid, okay, below middle of the pack, but, you know, you can get away with that in EU at some points, you know, because as long as they're just, like, stable, it'll obviously work. But issues in the bot lane have always been their problem, and the issue with that is they don't have a strong bot laner in the AD carry to play through. Even Vander's look not so good. So, you know, if they want to, you know, obviously change stuff up, HeaQ had to have been performing better in scrims for them to give him a chance again. Like this looks really, really desperate. Like, they're about to go like 2-16 again. Like, it's ridiculous. But, you know, hopefully things get better, and hopefully things change for Rogue, you know. Hashtag go Rogue. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing signing out. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button. And as I always say, Nightwing signing out. Peace.